Hello, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm LaKendra Tooks, and it's time for Tooks Takes. Whew, y'all, we got a big show today. I mean, we have a big show every day, but today's show is extra big because, y'all, I am mad. I'm gonna just let you know right now, I'm mad. I'm mad about what's happening on the Real Housewives of Miami, and I'm mad about what's happening on the Real Housewives of Orange County. But let me tell you something. I am not mad at my personal life right now because okay, now y'all know I have been in my little dating slump, and y'all know that I have been on a dating strike, and I'm still on strike. However, I am open. I am open to every beautiful way that God and the universe want to bless me. And as you know, I am a chump. As you know, I love Jeff Lewis, and I was actually just on Jeff Lewis Live, available on SiriusXM's Radio Andy. I was just on Jeff Lewis last week. And, every time I do Jeff's show, we're talking about my dating life. We're having a good time. I mean, I'm doing all kinds of shenanigans when I'm on with Jeff and baby Shane. And you know what? I love Jeff so much. I'll do anything he asks me to do. He's like, take a pregnancy test. Fine, I'll do it. Try this breast milk. Fine, I'll do it. Yes, y'all. If you were listening the other day, we drank breast milk on air. And I was telling my mom about it. My mom's like, you drank somebody's titty milk? I'm like, Mama, breast, okay? When a woman is breastfeeding her child, I don't think she's saying, hey, kid, let me put my tit in your mouth. I hope not. I mean, I haven't had any kids yet. I don't know how it's going to be. Who knows? One of these days, a mother might get tired and say, look here, put my tit in your mouth. But this is breast milk. Now, how did we get the breast milk? We got the breast milk from, Jeff Lewis has his social media girl, my niece, Annie. Hey, Annie. Annie got the breast milk from her friend who recently had a baby. So I was a little bit nervous to drink this breast milk, y'all, because I'm like, who is this person? I can't just drink a stranger's breast milk. I said, you know what? Before I agree to drink this milk, I need to see the baby. I got to make sure the baby's cute. And he shows us a picture of the baby. He's adorable. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Give me the milk. So we drank the breast milk. Now, honestly, y'all, I've never had breast milk before. Why have I never had breast milk before? Because my mother did not breastfeed me. And I was asking my mom about it because, like as a woman, you want to ask your mom these things about your childhood, about mom, what was pregnancy like for you, blah, 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 blah. So I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, did you breastfeed me? Was it hard for you? Did you pump? She's like, no, I did not breastfeed you. I said, Mama, why not? I just didn't have any desire to. Thanks a lot. I could be so much healthier. I mean, I am pretty healthy and strong, but imagine how much healthier and hotter and sexier I could be if my mother had been giving me that breast milk like she was supposed to when I was a baby. Mama, if you're listening, you owe me some breast milk. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep on getting it from my girl Annie's friend because her baby is so cute. And if the breast milk is going to make me as cute as that baby, I'll keep on drinking it. And you know what? It didn't taste bad. Because I'm a weird person with milk. Like, I only drink like whole milk from a cow. Like, honestly, in my perfect world, one day I'd be old La Kendra has a farm, E-I-E-I-O, because I'd love to have my own farm with my own cow. I'd be up every morning milking Bessie, have my bowl of honey bunches of oats right there underneath her udder, because I love milk. Like when I'm out at a restaurant and I order dessert, I'm like, excuse me, can I please have a glass of whole cow's milk? I'm like, yes, give me the milk. Anytime I order a latte, they're like, what kind of milk? I'm like, 100% whole cow's milk, moo juice, please. So anyway, so we drank the breast milk on air. I feel like at this stage of the game, between taking a pregnancy test on Jeff's show, drinking breast milk on Jeff's show, I think when I actually do get pregnant, I'm going to have to tell Jeff and Shane first. I'm going to have to take Jeff, Shane, and my baby daddy out to lunch and be like, guess what? Y'all are going to be gunkles and you're going to be a daddy. It's happening. That's how I'm going to do it. Maybe I could get, you know how they have those Coke cans that say mom, dad, grandpa. I need a Coke can that says gunkle so I can give it to Jeff and Shane and let them know, listen, your family is expanding. because I'm with child. Now, the last time I was on Jeff's show, I was on once again with my guru, Miss Patti Stanger. And I feel like, whenever Patti is on, the chumps, if there's any chumps listening right now, hey chumps, the chumps are very vocal about what they do and don't like. And anytime I'm on with Miss Patti, they're all like, good luck getting a word, and Patti talks over everyone. But I'm like, I love the way Miss Patti talks. I'm like, talk over me. And honestly, like the other day, okay, now in hour one, Miss Vicky was on with Patti. Y'all, now we're gonna talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. But I love Miss Vicky, the OG of the OC. I love Miss Vicky Govelson. She's a hardworking woman. I just admire so many things about her. And I honestly, I've been watching Real Housewives of Orange County since season one. Season one, episode one, when they were like behind the gates at Coto de Casa. I was there. I was seated. I was watching. So I was excited to see Miss Vicky. She looked fabulous. She had on like, this is why I'm like, God, you gotta bless me, Lord. I gotta become a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, zillionaire, whatever I can get my hands on, because I would love the day when I could just be in head to toe white Chanel with my Fendi bag. I mean, Miss Vicky looks good, and I got to meet her man. Y'all know Miss Vicky. Her love tank is full, baby. I got to meet her man, Mr. Mike, very handsome older gentleman. I wanted to kind of ask Mr. Mike if he had a son or a nephew or somebody for me, because Mr. Mike is a good looking gentleman. And I did kind of low key want to ask Vicky if her son Michael is single. Because I mean, anyway, if I could figure out a way, y'all, to infiltrate a housewife family, that is the ultimate goal for me. Like, if one of these days, I mean, I need to make a list, y'all. We're going to do this. We're going to work on this. We're going to compile a list of all the housewives and who has the hottest sons, because y'all know I do attract a youngin every now and then. So we're gonna compile a list of all the housewives, who has the hottest sons, and whose son would be a good match for me. Now, right off the bat, Miss Vicky's son Michael, he's kind of cute. I don't know if Michael's single right now, but I know he does well because he's following in his mother's footsteps. He works in the insurance industry, so Michael might be cute. Sheree's son, Cairo, he is real foreign. He is a male model. I mean, he's really good looking. He's a little young, but I mean, listen, y'all know my criteria, 18 and up. I'm not trying to end up on To Catch a Predator. So if you're 18 and up, you got a shot with me. So we're going to work on this, because we're going to figure out a way for me to infiltrate and marry my way into a Bravo Housewives family. But anyway, so Miss Patti Stanger was there. Reza Farhan was also there from Shahs of Sunset. And they're doing their little, the Valley Persian style reboot, which the streets are talking that will be released sometime in spring of next year. You heard it here second, because we talked about it last week too. But anyway, so Miss Patty's there, and we're talking about, some of my dating woes and what I'm going through. And I told the story of my most recent ghost. Y'all, I gotta stop calling these men my boo, because I think I'm like projecting something. If I'm like, hey boo, and then before I know it, they've turned into a ghost. They're like, boo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I am not calling anybody else boo, because I think it's just like I'm just conjuring up a ghost. But here's the thing, baby. When you ghost me, I ghost you, because I haunt you, baby. I am your Silver Springs. You think you're ghosting me? No, baby. I'm ghosting you because I'm haunting you. My spirit is ever omnipresent. You can't get rid of me. But anyway, so I was telling Miss Patti that night I was going to go out for girls' night. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you guys about my weekend. Let me tell y'all about my weekend. Okay. So on Friday night, I had a plan to go out for girls' night, because right now, while I'm doing my little dating strike, like, yes, I want to meet a great guy. I want to have a boyfriend. But right now, also, I do want to make good girlfriends, because I love girls' night. I love nothing more than going out to brunch with my girls, putting on a cute little outfit, going out with the girls. So I love a girls' night. So we were going to go out to this place, like a little kind of swanky, high end place where perhaps there could be a gentleman or two to mingle with. So while we were on Jeff Lewis Live, I was telling Miss Patti about it, and Miss Patti was giving me some tips. She's like, look, you got to make eye contact and smile for 5 seconds. Now, y'all know I am Smiley Cyrus, but I'm like, a 5 second smile, that's long, even for me. So I'm like, is it like one Mississippi, two Mississippi? Is it like, Mississippi or Mississippi list? Like, how am I doing this? So anyway, so I'm like, I was working on it this weekend, y'all. I was working on it. I was like, okay, let's see, let's smile for 5 seconds. One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi, four Mississippi, five Mississippi. Actually, that's hot. Did you guys just get turned on? That's hot. I just smiled at you for 5 seconds. Did you feel it? Do you want to marry me now? Well, so I was working on it. Now, let me say this. On girls' night, I was on the hunt for the cutie pies. The cutie pies, they must have been tired from working too hard that week because they weren't really out on Friday night. I really only saw one cute guy, and he was the bar back at one of the bars we went to. I know, not even the bartender. I didn't even have the guts to tell Miss Patti. I know Miss Patti would have been so disappointed in me because it's like, girl, we're trying to get you married. We're trying to find the father of your kids. Now who knows? In LA, a bar back could secretly be a billionaire, who's like, hey, I just, I moonlight as a bar back just to remember how the little people feel. I don't know, but the bar back was so cute. I definitely smiled at him for 5 seconds, and he definitely smiled back. But I was like, look, Kendra, come on, we're on a mission here, girl. Like, smile, but keep your eyes on the prize, okay? So we're running around a little bit. You know how it is. Like, I'm a bar hopper because I used to live in New York. That was my favorite thing about living in New York because you could just get around so easily. If you go to one bar, if you're not feeling it, you're just like, hey, let me go to another bar real fast. So that's what we were doing. We were like hopping around a little bit. So we went to this one bar. Now, I'm not using specific names because honestly, if you want me to mention your bar, you're going to have to sponsor us. Okay. You're going to have to buy the ad space because Tooke Steaks is the number one podcast on earth. Okay. So if you want me to mention your bar or your bar back, you're going to have to buy some ad space. But anyway, we went to this one bar that shall remain nameless. And it's a bar that I used to go to when I was young back in the day. So we go there. Everybody's young. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely everybody's auntie in here, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I was looking around, and me and my friend, we're both ladies of a particular age. And I said, girl, we the prettiest girls in here. Hands down. We are the prettiest girls in here. The oldest and the prettiest. Because I'm like, I gotta talk to you, young girls, my nieces. My nieces, listen up real quick. What's going on with some of y'all? Some of y'all do not look good. You're in your 20s and you look young, but you look like a young mess. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the young girls look old. They just look like a young mess. It's like, come on. Where's your cute outfit? Where's your hair? Why don't you do your hair? Why don't you put on some Spanx? I'm sorry. Some of y'all need to put some Spanx on. What's up with that? Now I know I look like I need to have some Spanx on today too. But I got on my cargo jeans. I mean, I'm letting my also I have been y'all. Is this a safe space to tell y'all that I've been eating a lot? I've been eating a lot. Okay. I don't know. You know, you have those weeks where you're like, you know what? I just need to eat this week. That's how I've been for the last week. I'm like, I just need to eat. I'm hungry. Now, is it because I'm working out more? I am working out a lot. Okay. Y'all know I'm in my hot yoga. I'm in yoga sculpt. I'm in there. I'm killing it. I'm doing full press push ups. I'm doing everything. Like, I'm on, like, I won't even say I'm on my fitness journey, baby. I'm in my fitness era. Like, the journey's over. I'm there. Like, baby, I'm fit and I feel good. I feel amazing. But here's the thing, sometimes you will be hungry. If you're working out harder, your body needs food, the fuel to keep the body running. So I've been eating a lot, but I've been working out a lot. For me, I did have a brief moment where I wasn't eating as much as I should. And I think I was kind of worried and paranoid about gaining weight back. And not saying this was an issue for me, but in my mind, I was like, dang, I kind of understand how people can get an eating disorder because you get so worried and then you're like thinking about every little thing you're eating. And, for me, thank God, it's not an issue for me. I was able to get it under control because, like, dude, I don't have an eating disorder. I am eating disorder from Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to eat it all because I'm hungry. So I've been working out a lot. I've been eating a lot, and it is what it is. If I have a little extra going on right now, it just is what it is. Because when I'm hungry, y'all, I got to eat. Now, also on Jeff's show the other day, if you were listening, I talked about, now this is the part, we're going to keep it PG-13. But those of us grown folks, I think y'all will be able to know what I'm talking about. But I know that I do have, I have my adult nieces that I've adopted, but then I have my actual biological niece. Hey, Zoe. Zoe may be listening right now. Zoe is 8 years old, and that's my baby girl. I love my little Zoe so much. I was just talking on the phone with her over the weekend, and she is just, I'm so proud of her. Like she's at 8 years old, she's already so smart, so confident, so well spoken. And so she follows me on TikTok. So she's been listening, and she's definitely a part of the Ken's Day crew, definitely a part of Team Tooks. And my aunt, her Mima, was telling me that Zoe was doing her little Auntie Ken impressions around the house. And I was like, girl, why are you trying to do an impression of me? You already talk like me. You are very articulate and well spoken, just like your auntie. So, because she is articulate, I hope she will not be able to crack the code. But we are going to talk about this little system that I came up with. I'm not saying it's the right system. I'm just saying this is something that I came up with while you're out here in these streets trying to date, because it's hard, okay? And you want to be very discreet because there's a lot of men who, would love to take advantage of a woman's body. I don't blame them. But ladies, we can't just be letting everybody take advantage of our bodies. I mean, come on. Like, we got to have a little bit of discretion. We got to be demure. We got to be Proverbs 31 virtuous women of God. We can't just be out here just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a system, okay? And there's various phases. I don't want to get too graphic, but phase one is, you know, fun, just like high school stuff, okay? Phase two, we kick it up a notch. We kick it up a notch, but it's a protected notch, if you know what I mean. Now, phase three, if we are completely booed up and you know that I'm a size 5.5 on this finger, we might kick it up a notch, an extra notch. And then phase four, baby, phase four is back door. So phase four, we're married. We're married, okay? I don't care. We've either gone to the courthouse, we've eloped, we've either put a deposit at a venue, a non-refundable deposit. Don't try to play with me. And you know what I mean? Like, there's levels to this stuff, because the worst is when you have had a moment with these men and then they ghost you. I mean, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. And that's why I'm telling you, ladies, girls, gays, don't let these mother effers ghost you. Mm-mm. You ghost them in the form of your spirit. Haunt them. I know I'm haunting a couple of dudes right now. I'm haunting you. You'll never be able to get rid of me. I'm haunting you. Why? Because I'm fabulous. I'm fabulous. I'm unforgettable. And I don't care if you ghost me, because you can never get rid of me, because I'm haunting you and you're miserable without me. And that is just the way it is. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. That's just the karma. Now, we got to move on, because we got to talk about the La Karma that is taking place on the Real Housewives of Miami. We got to talk about it, y'all, because I'm gonna just let y'all know right now, I am mad. So this is gonna be an angry episode. I'm letting you know right now. This is gonna be an angry episode because I'm mad. I am hot as fish grease, and I've already told y'all, if you are a fan of Julia DeLulia, You might want to go on and fast forward for the next 12 minutes because I'm going to have to lay in because I'm mad and I gotta go there. Now, this episode of The Real Housewives of Miami begins with Julia DeLulia and her wife, a similarly DeLulia, Martina. Y'all know I can't pronounce her last name, but they just adopted these two adorable little boys. We get to meet them for the first time this episode. These little boys are adorable. And I don't know, I feel like I'm going to have to contact the Miami CPS and let them know, like, if Julia and Martina F this up, call me because I will take the kids because those kids are adorable. Side note, let me tell y'all. Okay, so y'all know I am in my fitness era. I have been working out a lot, and because of that, there is this little part of me, and I'm gonna just be honest. It's definitely a vain part of me that is nervous about having a baby, giving birth, because it is havoc on a woman's body. I'm not even just talking about, getting all stretched out and your boobs getting down here and things growing. I mean, it's really hard on a woman's body to give birth. So, any men listening right now, if the woman in your life has given birth, please go buy her a bigger diamond. Whatever she's got right now, she deserves something bigger. Get her a new car, get her a Birkin bag, because having a baby is a lot of work. So, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, and I love my dad. I am a daddy's girl through and through. I look just like my dad. We have the same teeth. I love my dad, and I love talking to my dad. I love talking to my dad because I can just talk to him about stuff. And he doesn't make me feel bad about myself. He just laughs along. I don't even know what he's probably just like, wow, my daughter is cuckoo, cuckoo. But I think he loves that about me. He's always like, yep, you are your grandmother's granddaughter, because I am. I was telling my dad about how when I work out, I like to be in the front row. He's like, yep, you are your grandmother's grandchild because your grandmother was a little showboating peacock too. And I'm like, yeah, so I guess I got it on this. So anyway, I was telling my dad about how I'm not sure that I want to get pregnant and give birth to a child. I may just want to adopt. And I actually do have a plan. Let me tell y'all my adoption plan, because y'all know I am from a little town in Georgia. I was born in Perry. Perry's really close to Macon. And then my mom is from Marshallville. My dad is from Oglethorpe. So we are, I mean, my countryside comes out sometimes, but we are super country people from like middle Georgia. And, you know, I'm not going to say that a lot of teenage pregnancy happens, but a lot of teenage pregnancy does happen. So I mean, I actually do have this little fantasy of kind of like hanging out at the prom and being like, and handing out my card, like, hey, if you make a mistake tonight, you call me because I'll take that baby. You know what I mean? So I mean, I will definitely do that. I'm definitely going to, when the time comes for me that I'm ready to adopt babies, I will be visiting all of the high schools in the middle Georgia area and making sure that the principals have my information, because if somebody, isn't quite ready to be a mom, they can just give the baby to me and I'll raise it as my own. So I'm telling my dad this. I'm like, Dad, I'll adopt. It'll be great, because we have such a great family. We'll give a child a home. And my dad's like, wait, you have to pass on our genes. And I'm like, okay, Dad. Because right now the only jeans I'm thinking about is denim. But my dad wants me to pass on the gene. And I said, you know what, Dad, you're right. Because we do have good genes. In the Tooks family, we have good genes. We do. And I am going to start the egg freezing process soon. And I know there are some companies where, because egg freezing can be a little expensive. I know there are some companies where you can freeze your eggs for free if you donate some eggs, which honestly, I know some people get freaked out about that. I'm happy to donate my eggs. I got good eggs. I got good eggs. I got good genes. I think the world would be a better place with a few more little Lakendras and Lakendros running around. I ain't mad at it. But I was just like, Dad, you're so funny. Because I mean, yeah, my dad's first instinct is no, you got to pass on our genes. I'm like, okay, Dad, fine. I'll pass on our genes. But I'm like, look, I'm going to see what type of pregnant person I'm going to be. Because if pregnancy doesn't agree with me, I'm only doing it once. And then I'm going to have to find one of those lovely little high school girls in our town in Georgia and say, well, one of y'all like to be my surrogate, please, because I'm busy and I'm tired and I don't feel like being pregnant right now. So you do it for me. Don't you love technology, y'all? Let's get back to the Real Housewives of Miami, because the first half of this episode was a lot of fluff. Like blah, blah, blah. Like, let's just skip ahead. Let's just fast forward to Guerdy's white party. It's her I survived cancer celebration of life white party. Now, crazy Julia shows up first and she's trying to talk to Guerdy's husband, Russell, and Russell's giving her side eye like, girl, I'm not really trying to talk to you right now. I already know that you tried to baptize my wife in the name of the Father and the Son and crazy lesbians. I'm not really interested in you right now. So anyway, at the party, all the girls show up. New girl Stephanie's there. And they're talking about the little narcissist Greek goddess party they had last week. Stephanie's like, oh, yeah, we had a party that was, about Todd. And then Alexia's like, no, the party was not about Todd. The party was about maybe you because you're full of yourself. And then Stephanie's like, well, maybe you're full of yourself. Oh, no, I'm not full of myself because I'm an empath. Alexia, can you even spell empath? I mean, it's a pretty easy word. I'm sure she could sound it out. I bet you Alexia thinks it's spelled M apostrophe path. But anyway, Alexia, you are not an empath. I mean, I'm sorry, girl. You're not an empath. You're a barracuda. You and your caterpillar neck, you're a barracuda, okay? Like, give me a break. Because there's been a lot. Now, I know by the time Ken's Day rolls around, the Real Housewives of Miami comes on Ken's Day night. Okay. So by the time we release Tooks Takes on the actual following Ken's Day, a little bit of time has passed. So I've seen a lot of talk online about Guerdy and about her party and about how she chose to expose Julia DeLulia as the liar she is. And I see some people saying this was not the time, this was not the place. Well, you know what? This is reality TV, y'all. This is Bravo. This is a television show. So would you and I, normal, regular people, would we probably do something like this at our cancer celebration of life party? No, because we're not in situations like this. This is why we watch Real Housewives. We like seeing this silly drama. This is stuff that we'd never really be going through in our real life. But I gotta tell y'all, I am team Guerdy. Because would I do this at my cancer celebration of life party? Yes. And I like that Guerdy said, first and foremost, let me get my kids out of here. She did her little speech. She thanked her husband. She thanked her friends. She thanked God, because apparently this was at a church. But it's no longer being used as a church. Everybody's like, this is a church. You know what? They're not having services there on Sundays. It's an event space now. Relax. But I felt like Guerdy had every right to defend herself against Delulia because they had that dinner where they squashed the beef, or so Guerdy thought. Then last week at the Grecian goddess narcissist party, Julia, what do you do when someone is hurt too deeply? Guerdy was blindsided because Guerdy's like, yo, I thought we squashed that beef. Why are you bringing it up right now in front of everybody like this, trying to make me look bad in front of Crocodile Dundee? That's not cool. So that's when Guerdy, I know right then and there, that's when Guerdy said, you know what? Oh, you want to start with me? I'm going to finish with you. And I don't blame Guerdy. And I'm looking at the entire cast of Miami right now, especially Marisol, Alexia, and Larsa. What the hell are y'all doing? How are you mad at Guerdy for defending herself, but you were on mute when Julia threw her drink at Guerdy? What's up with that? You're going to stage a walkout out of Guerdy's party again. Like, I'm not saying Guerdy deserves special treatment for being a cancer survivor, but if I got any cancer survivors listening right now, you know very well that even after you're in remission, that doesn't mean your fight is over. Especially when you've had breast cancer. Guerdy had to have a mastectomy. She's having to get all of this reconstructive surgery done. it's really hard. And then the mental toll that it takes not only on you, but on your family. I mean, that is something that stays with you forever. So if you're out here just being mean and nasty to a cancer survivor, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, that's why I'm looking at everybody on this cast. Where is the sympathy for Guerdy? Where's the support for Guerdy? And honestly, let's take cancer out of the equation. Julia is straight up lying. Lie number one that is proven with the receipts. Lie number one is Julia is saying, "Oh, Guerdy volunteered or said to come on this cruise with me." Guerdy's like, "No, I did not. You asked me to come on that cruise with you," which is proven in the text. And Guerdy had those texts broadcast on the screen. She told her assistant, she's like, "When I say the password, you broadcast those texts up on the screen." And everybody's acting so appalled by it. Hypocrite, hypocrite, and big old booties full of silicone hypocrite Larsa. Because I know if Marisol, Alexia, or Larsa had been in Guerdy's shoes, they would have done the exact same thing. And I don't want to turn this into a race issue, but this is America, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of times things are racial here. And honestly, sorry, not sorry, because us black people didn't start that, by the way. So, yeah, I'm looking at them because I was like, why are you ganging up on the black girl who just survived cancer? And everybody's giving Julia a pass when she's clearly lying. Everybody's giving Julia a pass when she threw a drink at this girl. That's assault. I'm letting you know, I've said it already. If you throw a drink at me, you better hope it drowns me, baby. Because if you throw a drink at me, the glass is going in your eyeball. You better believe it. If you throw a drink at me, I'm throwing a drink on your entire bloodline for generations to come. I would never get over it. You know what I mean? So I just don't get it. It makes me mad. And right now, I'm really mad at Alexia, Marisol, and Larsa. And last week I was mad at New Girl Stephanie. Now I'm kind of looking at New Girl Stephanie like, hey, you might be all right. You have a horrible sense of style for a rich person, but you might be all right. Because New Girl Stephanie's like, no, I'm not going to live with you guys because I want to remain neutral. I want to hear both sides of the story. And then Alexia Barracuda has the audacity to be like, oh, so you want to stay and kiss Guerdy's ass? Just because she wants to stay and support this girl at her party, that's kissing Guerdy's ass. You're kissing Todd's ass. I was really proud of New Girl Stephanie for holding her own and saying, no, that is not cool. I don't like these double standards. I don't like how one person can do one thing, but then when another person does it, it's not okay. So it was okay, Marisol. You've been digging up stuff on people. So that was okay. But now it's not okay when Guerdy speaks her truth. What's up with that? And also, I was really proud of Adriana because Adriana is friends with both Julia and Guerdy. But even Adriana can't defend Julia's actions right now because Julia really is Delulia. And I am concerned about those little boys that they just adopted. But if it goes awry, I will be happy to go and scoop those adorable little boys up because they are so cute. I mean, y'all, is that an adoption process? Are you allowed to just see a cute child and say, I want that one? I don't think that's how it works. But in my mind, every time I see a cute child, I'm like, I want that one. So I got to chill on that. I got to chill. I cannot become Kendra the kidnapper. That I know that is not God's plan for my life. But those babies are adorable. And I hate the idea of them having to be stuck in a house with two crazy old lesbians. Mm-mm, that ain't right. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But I'm Team Guerdy. Guerdy, girl, here at Tooks Takes, we support you. We support you. And if you need to put somebody on blast because they're lying about you and you have the receipts, I'm like Whitney Houston. I want to see the receipts. If you got receipts, proof, timelines, screenshots, we want to see it. And I'm not mad at Guerdy. And if you are mad at Guerdy, I think you need to take a look within and you need to say, what show am I watching here? We're watching, this is Real Housewives. This is not Romper Room. This is not Seventh Heaven, okay? Things get down, things get dirty. So we're not going to have a different set of rules for everybody. If other people can lie and dig up dirt and hire PIs and do this and do that, my girl Guerdy can speak her truth. Now, let's move on to the Real Housewives of Orange County because let me tell y'all. Now, where's my vape pen? I'm gonna have to get. Let me get my. Hold up. Pause. Let me get my vape pen. Let me tell you right now. The Real Housewives of Orange County, they got my blood pressure up. My blood pressure is up. Okay. I mean, my doctor's like, girl, are you going too hard on the charcuterie boards? It's like, no. But after watching the Real Housewives, it's like I might as well have just eaten a bunch of salty meat because my blood pressure is through the roof because I'm getting mad. I'm getting so mad at these women. Right off the bat, I'm mad at Gina because I'm like, why are you wearing a head to toe lilac purple sweatsuit? And she's like, I got it at the Gap. It's like, we can tell. Actually, no, let me not speak on the Gap like that because you're giving Old Navy, Gina. We got to talk about this because I heard the streets talking. Okay, because y'all know, friend of the show, Ronnie and Ben over at Watch What Crappens. Hey, Ronnie and Ben. I saw some scuttlebutt that Ronnie and Ben like to say. It always feels like Emily and Gina, it's hard to believe that they've been there for like 6 seasons because it always kind of feels like they just got there because it's like they don't actually really do anything and they certainly don't belong there. And I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't believe Emily or Gina is qualified to be a housewife. They're not fabulous, they're not rich, they're not, iconic. So I don't know. I just feel like Gemily, they're just lucky. I don't know how they got there, but honestly, God bless them because they came up, they got a gig that they definitely are not qualified for and do not deserve. So let that be, an inspiration to all of you. Go on and apply for that job you're not qualified for. Go on and apply. Channel your inner Gemily. Go ahead and apply. You might get it and you might be able to survive for 6 seasons, even though you're not qualified to be there. Now let's talk about Tamra also, because I actually was proud of Gemily for admitting that it was highly inappropriate for Tamra to be discussing Slade and Gretchen. Slade, unfortunately, he had a son that passed away from cancer, which is terrible. And Tamra thought it would be cool to talk about it on her podcast and to try to say, oh, no, 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 I was trying to get more eyes on the GoFundMe because, Slade's ex-wife, this young man's mom needed the money for the GoFundMe. Tamra, if you were concerned about the GoFundMe, there were better ways to do that. You did not need to go on and on about how Slade's a deadbeat dad and da da da. It felt to me that you were exploiting this young man's death, which is low even for you, Now, I know I always say when they go low, you go lower, but Tamra goes too low. I'm like, I don't know. Listen, I've lived I grew up in the trailers myself. Y'all know I come from very humble beginnings, okay? But I mean, Tamra just gives the trailer park a bad name. I mean, she comes from the wrong end of the trailer park. I guess I came from the good side of the trailer park, but Tamra comes from the wrong side of the trailer park. And honestly, this is why we need some diversity in the Real Housewives of OC, y'all. Okay, here's the deal. If I marry Vicky's son, I'm gonna say we gotta move to the OC so that I can join the cast, and then Vicky can come on as a friend of because she'll be my mother-in-law. Oh my gosh, y'all, did we just come up with a plan here? Okay, we got a plan. So I'm gonna infiltrate the housewives. I'm gonna marry somebody's son, and then I'm gonna get in the cast, and then I'm gonna just make Tamra's life a living hell because Tamra sucks. Tamra is really she doesn't even know she sucks. Like she doesn't even know. Again, she's talking about her daughter. Her daughter who says, "Please don't talk about me. Don't talk about me on the show. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't want to have anything to do with this show. Keep my name out your mouth." I'm like, her daughter's like Will Smith to Chris Rock at the Oscars. I feel like Tamra's daughter needs to come and slap her in the face and say, "Keep my mother effing name out your mouth." Because episode 3, she's bringing up her daughter again. That just lets you know, it just shows you the type of trash person we're dealing with here. Okay? And then we gotta talk about this, y'all. I know I'm supposed to be recapping the episode, but honestly, the episode didn't really get that good until we got to Heather's party. But here's what I need to know. Heather Dubrow, what does Tamra have on you. Because Heather, the way that you defend Tamra, because Heather, I know you're smart. I know you're a smart girl. What does Tamra have on you? Because why do you defend Tamra like this? It doesn't make any sense. You know what Tamra did to Jen last year? Jen is a nice girl. Like, honestly, I love having Jen on Housewives because she's beautiful, but she's almost like too nice. It was so nice last season. Remember when she finally like cussed Tamra out? It's like, yes, hallelujah. Finally, Tamra needs to get cussed out. Listen, if I move to the OC, I'm gonna wake up every day and say, hey, how am I gonna cuss out Tamra today? Because she needs it. She is garbage. Like, I know, like, I'm not saying kick her off the show. I actually do think she's good for the show. Two things can be true at the same time. You could be a horrible human being. You can be from the wrong side of the trailer park and still be great TV for the Real Housewives of OC. Absolutely. Like, yes. But what she needs is a more formidable opponent. That's what she needs. Like, she needs somebody that could really go toe to toe with her because these ladies are scared of her. Jen said it, and Heather's like, I'm not afraid of Tamra. Yes, you are. Because Heather, I know you're a smart girl. I know there's no way you think Tamra's behavior is okay. I know better than that. Okay? And also, let me talk about Katie Janella for a minute. Let me be like Shannon. I'm gonna first name, last name everybody. Shannon Beador. Katie Janella, you're evil. I don't think Katie's evil. Katie should not have recorded Shannon. No. Recording somebody, voice memo, video, not cool. Like, I'm recording myself right now, but I know the camera's here. But if I was just having fun at my house right now, okay, let's imagine if I was just having fun talking on a microphone and I didn't know that somebody was secretly recording me. That would be terrible. You know what I mean? You have to consent to the recording, okay? It's like Katie Janella, she thinks she's Linda Tripp. Oh my God, y'all. We take it back to the 90s. Katie Janella is Linda Tripp, and Shannon is Monica Lewinsky. Because also on this episode, we see Shannon kind of playing the field. Two men in one episode, Shannon Beador. Go ahead, Shannon. I love that. And she got her man to put on a matching bowling shirt with her. Side note, when's the last time you went bowling? Because I got to tell y'all, I had not been bowling in a while. And last year, I went to visit my dad for Father's Day. And I was like, Dad, it's Father's Day. Let's do whatever you want. You know, my dad's a big golfer. I said, Dad, we can go to the driving range. Daddy, whatever you want to do. It's Father's Day. Let's go have fun. And he's like, all right, I got an idea. And we went to this place that was kind of like Knoxville, Tennessee's version of a Dave and Buster's. And my dad said, we're going bowling. And I said, Dad, I haven't bowled in years. Like, I literally haven't bowled since the 90s. But I gotta tell y'all, I am an excellent bowler. I am really good. I was getting strikes and spares. I did really good. And I had on acrylic nails at the time. And baby, I was bowling. Bowling is fun. If you live in the LA area and you want to go bowling, call me. We'll go bowling. But anyway, I was proud of Shannon because she had the one guy. She's really keeping in touch with these guys from Love Hotel. And confession, I didn't watch Love Hotel. And I didn't watch Love Hotel because I really do not like Ashley Darby or Giselle. I tolerate them on Real Housewives of Potomac because I like all the other ladies on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I love Countess Luann and I like Shannon, but I really don't like Ashley Darby. So I did not watch Love Hotel. But I feel like I said this last week. I feel like Shannon and I would be good wing women for each other because I think Shannon and I are maybe a little bit similar. Like, we're relationship people. So when we meet a guy and we like him, it's like, hey, I love you. Let's just be together forever, right? Right? So I get that, but it was cool to see Shannon kind of playing the field. It actually inspired me because I'm very like I get like laser focused on one guy, but I'm trying to get better about like, diversifying a little bit. You got to sprinkle it around and just keep it cool. Now, I'm telling y'all. I'm taking Jeff's advice, I'm taking Miss Patty's advice. I'm being more cool. I'm cool, no big deal. Oh, you called me? Great. You didn't call me? Great. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm going to be more like that. But let's talk about Heather's birthday party that was held a full 6 weeks after her birthday. Now, first of all, she's got a marijuana station at the party. If rich white people in the Orange County can have a marijuana station at their party, anybody locked up for a marijuana charge needs to be exonerated and released right now. Okay? My cousins, release them. Release anybody locked up on a marijuana charge right now around the whole world. Release them, exonerate them. Because if Dr. Dubrow can have a marijuana station at the party, I think we're all allowed to have a little puff, 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 puff. And definitely you need to puff, puff, puff to get through the Real Housewives. Because let me tell y'all, can't y'all see my blood pressure? I don't even want to check it right now. I know it's through the roof. So I'm getting mad at Tamra. And then it's like, was Tamra coming to the party? Because y'all know Tamra was telling all those lies about Ryan and Jen last year. So now Tamra's like, well, my lawyer says I shouldn't be around Ryan. To which I'm like, good, stay home. Please don't come. Stay home. Nobody wants you here, you know? So anyway, but the party's cute. Gretchen and Slade are there. I need to know what type of filter. Like Gretchen's got like her makeup, even on the show, somehow she still looks filtered. I don't know how she's achieving that. But I do also, I want to talk about Jen and Ryan for a second because I love Jen. You know, that other show I used to be on, I had Jen on as a guest. I call her Hottie Pedrani. I love Jen and I love her children. Another perk of me moving to Orange County is that I will be able to be an auntie to Jen's kids. Yo, I think I'm gonna have to move to Orange County. I love Jen. I love her children. I think Jen is a great mom. It's really hard when you're going through a divorce. You're trying to co-parent. It's not easy, but I think that they're doing the best they can. And I think Jen has done a great job with her kids. Her oldest boy, he's in college. Her other son, he's joining the Marines. And we already know what Tamara's oldest son does. Anyway, so we have to talk about this student loan. Like, Jen, your ex-husband Will, Mr. Will, what are you doing? Why are you making your young son co-sign on a loan? That's messed up. You know, little moments like that, I'm like, thank you, God, that you gave me an amazing father. My dad would never make me co-sign on anything. Like, like you're gonna potentially be ruining your son's credit before he even really has a chance to establish it. So I don't know, I just think now I'm kind of side-eyeing, Mr. Will. Like, Mr. Will, what's up with that? But Jen, I know that your son Dawson has joined the Marines. I think he's already gone to boot camp, and honestly, I know that's really, really scary. We're going to keep him in our prayers. And anyone listening right now, if you've got kids in the military, we're going to keep them in our prayers. Y'all know I'm a military kid. I'm both the daughter and granddaughter of veterans. So I have a lot of respect for people who choose to serve their country in any capacity. So we're definitely going to keep your son Dawson in our prayers. And honestly, I think it's really admirable and brave to join the military, especially to join the Marines. So we're going to keep him and you, Jen, in our prayers. Now let's get back to this party because Shannon's mad. And we know Shannon. Shannon's got a little temper. Shannon Beador. She's mad at Katie. I don't blame her for being mad at Katie because it wasn't cool of Katie to record her. It probably also wasn't cool of Shannon to be having a meltdown. Probably also wasn't cool of Shannon to be having that meltdown on speakerphone. I like to just have my meltdowns in private. Like, if I'm on my way somewhere, but I need to have a meltdown before I get there, I try to just do my meltdown in the car because I don't want to bring my meltdown to the group. You know what I mean? But, Shannon is, she's entitled. Shannon's an entitled rich white lady. Like, let's just call it what it is. Shannon, I love you, but you're an entitled rich white lady. You're having this meltdown. It was probably a little inconsiderate to the other people there. Still, it does not give Katie the right to record you. Recording you was very, very wrong. And honestly, Katie, I think you owe Shannon like a really heartfelt apology because I feel like Katie's kind of trying to defend herself here. And I don't like that. I don't like an apology where you're like, I'm sorry, but you were doing this. That's not cool. Like, was Shannon having a public meltdown and was that wrong? Yes. But that's still no excuse to be recording her. And really, what I wish Katie would have done, because I like Katie, I wish Katie would have said, Shannon, here's what you got to do, y'all. Apology 101. Because, like, this is what I like. If you owe me an apology, I don't want you to just say, I'm sorry. I want you to really show me that you're sorry. Don't send me a text. Show up at my door. with an edible arrangement or some type of snack that I love, show up at my door with some sweet potato fries and a donut and say, look, I know you're upset with me. I know I did something that hurt you, and I'm really, really sorry. I really wanted Katie to have a little bit more of that energy because I think if she did, I think Shannon could forgive her. But right now, Shannon can't forgive her. You know what I mean? But we've seen these girls, we've seen them do worse. We've seen them do worse. We've seen them, have fights, break up to make up. It's just kind of like what the housewives are about. And last year was Katie's first season. She was just getting her feet wet. I'm not giving her a pass, but I do understand where she's coming from. She said last week she didn't know what to expect. She thought this was a eat or be eaten situation. So I think for her, she was just kind of like preemptively being shady before other people could get shady with her. So I kind of understood where she was coming from. But Katie Janella, you can't just be out here recording people. And certainly you can't be sharing it with Jesus Jugs. Because, I don't know who I believe. Now, Jen is Little Miss. I don't remember that, but I feel like Jen genuinely doesn't remember because Jen's like me. I don't be remembering stuff. I feel like Jen is secretly vaping a little bit, because when you work out, you know, us fit girlies. Okay, my abs aren't as tight as Jen's, but I'm working on it, Jen. I'm trying to get my abs like you. By the way, the Orange County ladies, they've got their taglines. Jen, your tagline's my favorite. Life is hard, but so are my abs. Now, my abs are hard, y'all. I do have my 90s Janet Jackson abs. They're coming in. The way I'm sitting right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, the way I'm sitting right now, it does look like I've got a fupa. But I swear to y'all, I do not have a fupa right now. I've been doing so much inner work to get rid of my fupa. But I am really like goals. I need to get abs like yours, Jen. I want abs like yours. But I feel like Jen is Little Miss. I don't remember, and I believe her when she says she doesn't remember because people like Jen and me, we're in our own world. Like you guys could be talking about whatever, and I'm over here thinking about okay, yesterday I ate a donut, so I need to do an extra sculpt class today. Like I'm always thinking about myself. Sorry, I guess I'm a little self-absorbed. Wow, I really would be an amazing addition to the Housewives cast because I'm self-absorbed. So Tamra was talking about Slade's deceased child on her podcast. She tried to compare it to Gretchen commenting on her adult daughter's like Instagram or Facebook post. She's like, Gretchen contacted my daughter. No, she did not. She commented on a public post. That is not the same as talking about somebody's deceased child on your podcast. Are you insane? Tamra, judge. What is wrong with you? The therapy is not working. I'm going to just let you know right now. It's not working. Try again. You're still horrible. You still suck. But anyway, the episode ends. I feel bad for Katie because she's feeling the wrath of Shannon, Storms, Beador. And let me tell you something. The wrath continues next week. I'm sure we've already seen the clips that Tamra shows up to Heather Dubrow's late birthday party. She shows up with Slade's ex, Joe De La Rosa, who was on season 1 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. It's like, first of all, where'd you even find Joe? What? No, we haven't seen Joe in years. Where did you even find this girl? What like fossils did you dig up to find her? But anything, she's just trying to make Gretchen's life miserable. But you know what? It's not like I'm a fan of Gretchen, but Gretchen and Slade are happy. Gretchen loves the Lord. Like you're trying to hurt her right now, but just to requote her Bible quote from last week, the Lord will fight your battles. You need only to be still. And honestly, that's my Tooke's takeaway for the day. The Lord will fight your battles. You need only to be still. And I feel like right now the Lord is fighting my battles in dating with me. He's like, you know what, baby girl? Me and the Lord, we're like this. And, I do believe I am one of God's favorite children. And I've been talking a lot, praying a lot, writing in my journal. It's all of everything I'm doing to better myself in this time. Because, I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like for anybody else that's in their single season, your single solitary season, I think it's a great time to really work on yourself. And I have been doing that. I've been working on myself physically with my fitness, with eating a little healthier, making healthier choices. And I've been working on myself, mentally, because you got to make sure it's the total package. This needs to be right. Your head, your heart, your body, your soul. You really do have to work on all of it. And it's a daily practice. And I think about it even in my own life. I just kind of had this revelation this week. So this is going to be a two-part Tooks takeaway. I feel like, some when things end, it really is to make room for something better. And I just kind of had this thought the other day, and I felt really grateful because I just felt like God has removed all the fake love from my life to make room for the real love that is on its way to me and you. So let me tell you something. Whatever you're going through right now, I want to encourage you that you don't need to fight that hard. The Lord is fighting your battles for you. You just have to be still, and you have to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Be your best self. If you need a therapist, if you need to keep a journal, listen, I'm not a good therapist, but if you even need to just reach out to me, you can. If you follow me on Instagram at LaKendra Tooks, at Tooks Takes, because some people try to slide in my DMs and it's like, baby, you don't even follow me. You got to follow me first, honey. You got to follow me first. I mean, there's levels to this. Phase one, follow me. Phase two, we'll talk about it later. Now, look, we got to get out of here. Oh, my goodness. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank y'all so much for supporting Tooks Takes. We are on our way. We are on a steady path to becoming the #1 podcast on planet Earth. And that is thanks to each and every one of you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and all the social media. Everything's at LaKendra Tooks, at Tooks Takes. And hey, I pray that my light helps you find your light and you shine so bright. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.